Hey gang, welcome back to a new exciting episode in Dwight and Sharon's new home here in Madeira. Got some landscaping in. They're out here laying sod, irrigating it, putting in all these lovely trees and bushes that are required by the county, the city, the HOA. This landscape package won't be staying. As we do the pool in the back, all that'll be landscaped. The house itself will be re-landscaped, more tropical. This package does not even complement close to this house. So anyways, just what's required. I've already been in touch with a landscape architect, so we're going to be, next few months, we'll be doing a bunch of different stuff. Okay, so don't get used to looking at that junk. And one thing you'll always get from Sharon and I is honesty. This is not what this house needs to be complemented by its landscaping. Well, anyway, we're going to go in the front door. Exciting news today. Air conditioning's on. Lights are up and on for the most part, and they're in doing the floor. You guys are going to be amazed. This gentleman that's doing this, Edder, he's an artist. Like Julian with the tiles, these guys are artists, okay? Now it's a little dirty, so you can't get a great look at it, but look at this floor in relation to the wall color, first of all. But these guys are fantastic at what they do. This is a Bergamo, hickory sand Bergamo, a Bellicea product. And as you saw in a couple of videos ago where they coat the floor, they float the floor, they've come in and they've sanded it to make sure it's all nice and level and nice and even. So look at this job they're doing. Look at this floor. They're laying it in a random pattern, so you never see the same seams next to each other. Okay. And Edder and his crew are always taking into consideration things like the trim around the base of the cabinets. They have to make sure it's close enough so that when they lay trim down on it, you know, in this situation we're using what they call scribe. Sometimes they use quarter round, just depends. So they got to make sure those tolerances are tight. So when you lay that down, you don't have a gap. It totally covers it up. He's pulling string lines to make sure they stay square and coming, because he's getting ready to come around that corner of that cabinet. So they got to make sure they keep everything square so that it hits the other side. Of course, it's square, okay? And they'll pull various string lines throughout the process, okay? But you can see how the floor and the color, I know a lot of people thought this, you know, all this colors we're putting here pretty wacky. But if you look at the vision, that's kind of an orange gray. See how the light, with the LED lights, it reflects off the floor? I don't know if the video really shows it super well, and it's kind of dirty right now because it's dusty and dirty, but it really complements it well. And of course, they'll transition to the tile, carpet space in the bedrooms, okay? So, looking pretty tight. These guys are doing a fantastic job. The floor is going to be one of the masterpieces in the house as far as I'm concerned. But you can see they're getting more out, and you have to do flooring in air conditioning because this is a wood product, right? So they had to wait till the air conditioning was on before they can open up those boxes so that humidity and things like that don't affect the floor as much. And they want it on the floor with the air conditioning on, okay? So anyway, that's what we got going on there. So let's go in here. You guys haven't seen the latest addition to the infamous master bath. That's become quite the challenge, okay? There's the new Listello Julian put in the other day. That of course will get grouted white. Same kind of colors that we chose, kind of dark greens with some blue in it, little hints of blue, but all that'll be white, but it's smooth, so you won't have all that grout all over the tile. So plumbing parts are in. We're getting closer. Let's see, nothing really new over here. They got some sheetrock work done. Finally got the wall closed up. Doors are going in here hopefully next. Okay. See the difference now? These are all LED lights. Huge difference. Air conditioning's running. Yeah, I'm gonna can't walk on their product. I was going to show you what I did a sample the other day of what the windowsills are going to look like. I did it for the trim guys so they didn't make any mistakes. But I don't want to walk on his crew's project. So sod's all in the backyard. All right, very nice. Hey gang, thought I'd come over to this side of where they're working. I know I signed off on the video, but I came back and this is what they're doing. I want to show you the whole process here. Of course, as you know, we got the foundation, got the concrete floor, of course. The header came in and they put the undercoating down. That's to level the floor and smooth it. And then they come in and sand it. I don't know if you can guys you can see some swirl marks where they've sanded it. All right, and then of course they clean it really well. And he has a whole system on how he actually starts down the center of the front hallway there, works one way, then works the other. But coming around cabinets, him and I were just talking, coming around cabinets is a big deal, okay? Because he's coming down this side, he's also coming down that side, but it all has to meet in the middle and look good at the same time, so you can't tell the beginning and the end. So, and they put the glue down, of course, then they have to let it set a little bit. They don't want to get too far ahead of themselves. They let it set, it tacks up a little bit probably. And then they got pieces that they start cutting and notching around things like he just did over here. Look at that precision cut. And it has to be close enough to where the trim piece goes down over it, whatever the builder happens to be using, so that you don't have a gap and that sort of thing. Okay, so you see what he's doing there. And then he'll cut the trim piece or the other piece to go inside there up against the cabinet, because you want as little showing of cut pieces as possible. You want it to look like it's all continuous wood, which is kind of what he's doing there. So if you want an artist crew to lay your floor, these are the guys. Okay, and just so you guys know, he also talked about how they do the glue. They do it 90 degrees to the floor, the way the floor lays. So you can see the horizontal lines there, but the glue they put down 90 degrees because it spreads out even. It's a better lay and a better connection and a better adhesion to the concrete, to the wood and whatnot. Okay. Now we talked about that cabinet. Remember that cabinet was giving us issues? They broke the cabinet, and they're gonna now. The only way to do this appropriate so it doesn't affect Edder's floor is they're gonna pull that countertop. They're going to pull that cabinet straight up out of there, replace the cabinet, replace the sink. So it's going to be a little bit of an involved process because, again, they didn't want to take the time to do it right the first time, so now we'll do it again. But you see how that is now. See how he makes that connection. So he's got that piece. He'll connect it right there. So that's going to go up underneath the dishwasher. It'll come in here where I'm standing with the refrigerator space. So it's a puzzle. It's definitely a puzzle piece. See, what he's going to do is he's going to mark, and then he'll end up marking that same piece over there, like he did over there, to notch it so that that slides right in. Okay? So what he's going to do is he's going to mark it right there. All right, so that's kind of what's happening on the flooring front. And remember I told you in the other half of the video, I talked to you about the window trim. The standard windowsill we have in the house. What I've gone through is so the trim guys have remember the old Jetson look they tried early on? We drew them exactly dissertation of what it's supposed to look like. This is the apron that's going to go underneath. Okay, just like that. Rusty, my buddy, and I are going to come in and trim these windows. And all this has been sized to coordinate with what Rusty and I are going to do later. So I made this sample for them so there is no question as to what they're doing. Okay? Seems like there's a lot of questions all the time, and I don't like questions. Okay? So you see the swirl marks there in the floor. So I don't want to bore you too much with my rhetoric here. So they're cutting that other piece. So we'll watch him insert that other piece right here, and then we'll let you guys go. But as you can see, there's a lot to building a house. There's a lot of great builders out there. Mastercraft's a great builder. But some days you're at the mercy of the subs. It sucks. These guys are fantastic, and where you really want the craftsmanship is your cabinets, your tile work, your flooring, the stuff that just is the most expensive parts of your home. When you design a home, those are the three most expensive parts: carpet, paint on the walls. None of that costs a lot of money. A couple can lights here and there doesn't cost a whole lot of money. But when you start talking about putting wood floors down, tile floors, cabinetry. That's the most expensive part of your build. So now let's see what he's going to do. He's got, the other gentleman notched it. He's going to slide it in. If it needs to be a little tweaking, maybe not. These guys are good. No tweaking needed here. And now they connect. They're basically, what they've done is connected the left side to the right side. And then he'll tap that other one in place. Now it's completely continuous. All right, gang, I think we're gonna go through and do, as you guys can see, the progression of the floor. So I just went out and ran some errands for some other clients. Thought I'd come back and see where they're at, but I'm gonna splice all these together and you guys will have one complete start to finish video, okay? They're making their way out towards the field, if you will, the center of the living room floor. They're working on detailing out the kitchen now, where the fridge goes. And you see what he's doing there, making sure it's all level. Using a rubber mallet to make sure it's down and flat and the adhesive is spread out appropriately underneath it. And the boxes actually came with only 2 different sizes. Some manufacturers use multiple sizes, but they're still laying it in a random pattern, so you don't see splices or seams that are together. So it's completely a random pattern. Okay. You can see how they finished out from our last little piece they were working on coming around the cabinets. You can see they got the cafe area 80%, 90% complete. Now they're working around getting all the cabinets cut around there, where the refrigerator opening goes, or where the refrigerator is going to go up underneath, or where the range is going to go. So they're getting all that all tidied up now. Okay, so this is pretty detailed work, and if you're going to do it the right way and not have, you know, obscure gaps and things like that, it takes time to do it. And these guys are taking that kind of time. They're working their way around into that pantry over there, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to give you a little progress, and we're going to make this video a little longer because we'll just continually update it as they get more and more of the floor done. Then we'll show you the finished product at the end. Okay, here we go. Just doing that to make sure that the glue sets flat, the glue is spread out evenly underneath it, and then you'll take it and lock it in, if you will, to the thing. Because how these pieces lock together, as you see, you got like the male side there, and then the female side here, and they just lock together each other. Okay. So he'll take that piece and he'll bring it in and lock it into the existing piece. One more thing, guys, before I get out of this segment. You see the tape that they put on the floor? They do it for one reason, and when they take the rubber mallets and tap it down, they're also tapping it back at an angle, if that makes sense. Remember, we just showed you the groove, the male and the female, the tongue and groove that they call it, that locks it together. Well, they take the mallet, and when they're hitting it down and towards them, so that it locks it in tight. But they also take the tape so it doesn't spread. They take the tape and they'll start there and they'll move it. They'll tape it this way, and what that does, it allows it to set there. So until it dries, and then they can pull the tape and everything up, but it holds it where it belongs, okay? That's why they do the tape like that. And they do it throughout the whole process, okay? Then in a day or two or whatever, you know, whatever the glue calls for, that's when they'll go through and they'll pull all that tape off of there. So that's why they do it. Hey, buddy, there's our favorite tile guys. Nice. So anyway, that's why they do what they do, okay? While I'm here, Julian and his crew are here. Look at that tile with the white grout, and now look at that. Much better. Much, much better. Look at that. Much better than that other stuff. Holy cow, much better than the other stuff. Anyway, so there you go. So we'll continue, and we'll continue to update you. Alright, gang, this is the last. They got this floor just about knocked out. This looks amazing. I'm going to show you guys. They're cleaning it right now with acetone, and then they'll clean it with a Bona, let it dry overnight, and then they'll come in the morning and totally cover this floor because they don't want anybody walking on it. So look at this. This is amazing, right? It's acetone. That cleans up all the dust and all this stuff. Any scuff marks, and then like I said, they're going to Bono the floor. But look at this. I don't want to walk over their clean floor, but this is amazing. These guys are total artists. Total artists. Look at this. All right, so anyway, this will be the last time you see the floor till we present the house at closing. But look at the floor and how that floor looks with the color. That's all going to be trimmed in white baseboard, of course. Okay? So this is an amazing job right here, guys. Edder and his crew, artists, complete artists, man, complete artists. All right. Any questions or comments? Like I said, give us some good thumbs up or likes. Give me some comments. Tell me what you think. And ask me any questions you need to, and we'll get you the answers, all right? Have a fantastic day. We do appreciate you guys.